When a woman you love deeply hurts you, it feels like the world collapses under your feet. The betrayal, the silence, the rejection, it stings in a way that words can barely capture. But what if I told you that centuries-old wisdom holds the key to transforming that pain into power? That through the lens of Stoicism, you can rise above the emotional storm and walk away stronger, more grounded, and more peaceful than ever before? This isn't about repressing your feelings. It's not about revenge. It's about reclaiming your mind, your energy, and your life. This is Stoicism explained. For every man who's ever been hurt by a woman and is ready to move forward with grace, strength, and unshakable self-control. 1. Accept the pain without resistance. The first principle in handling a woman who hurts you is perhaps the hardest: acceptance. According to Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Stoicism doesn't teach us to ignore pain, but rather to understand it and accept its presence. When someone you cared for, trusted, and maybe even loved deeply wounds you, your instinct may be to resist, to ask why, to hope for change. But in Stoic philosophy, such resistance is suffering multiplied. You must allow yourself to feel the pain. Don't drown in it, but don't deny it either. Feel the ache in your chest, the tightness in your stomach. Sit with it, observe it, and most importantly, understand that it is temporary. The Stoics believe that emotions are like passing clouds. They come and go. Your job is not to chase them, but to remain the sky, steady, unchanging, unmoved. 2. Separate what you can control from what you cannot. One of the core ideas in Stoicism is the dichotomy of control. Marcus Aurelius reminds us in his Meditations, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You cannot control what she did. You cannot control her actions, her intentions, or her treatment of you. What you can control is how you choose to respond. You can control whether you allow her betrayal to define your future relationships. You can control the inner dialogue you feed yourself, whether it's one of self-pity or one of self-respect. You get to choose whether this becomes a wound that bleeds endlessly or a scar that reminds you of how far you've come. When you place your focus on what you can control, your mindset, your energy, your behavior, you begin to take your power back. Slowly, deliberately. 3. Don't chase closure. Find inner clarity. Often, when a woman hurts a man, especially without explanation, he's left in a state of confusion. He wants closure. He wants to understand why. What went wrong? What could he have done differently? But Stoicism teaches us to seek inner clarity, not external validation. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." When you chase closure from someone who has already shown disregard for your emotions, you are wasting your most valuable resource, time. Understand this. Her reasons are her own. They are not your responsibility to figure out. Your responsibility is to rise, rebuild, and refine your own mind. Real closure is not an explanation from her lips. It is peace in your heart. 4. Reframe the pain as a lesson. Everything is fuel for growth, if you allow it to be. A woman who hurts you can either become the villain of your story or the catalyst for your transformation. You decide. Epictetus stated, "Difficulties show men what they are. So let this pain reveal your strength." Ask yourself, what did this teach me about boundaries? About self-respect? About what I want and what I will never tolerate again? Your suffering becomes sacred when it transforms into wisdom. Use the pain to build your emotional armor, not to harden your heart, but to fortify your soul. 5. Don't let bitterness infiltrate your soul. There's a subtle poison that enters many men after they've been hurt: bitterness. You begin to believe that all women are the same. That love is dangerous. That vulnerability is weakness. But Stoicism teaches us that bitterness is a self-inflicted wound. Marcus Aurelius cautions us, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Be better, not out of arrogance, not to prove anything, but because that's who you are. Don't let her betrayal change your nature. Let it refine it. Let it sharpen your discernment, not dull your heart. Keep your integrity. Keep your kindness. But never again give those to someone who hasn't earned them. 6. Focus on virtue, not validation. In a Stoic life, virtue is the highest goal. Not attention, not revenge, not admiration. When you've been hurt, the temptation is strong to show her what she lost, to post, to flex, to replace. But a Stoic man understands that true healing isn't loud. It's silent, internal, unshakable. Rebuild your life quietly. Become a man of depth, of wisdom, of purpose. Ask yourself, what kind of man do I want to become through this? Virtue, discipline, courage, justice, and wisdom is the compass that brings you back to yourself when you've been lost in the storm of heartbreak. 7. Practice amor fati. Love your fate. Finally, embrace amor fati. Love your fate. This happened for you, not to you. Maybe she hurt you to teach you what self-love really means. Maybe she left so you could rediscover yourself. Maybe the loss cleared the path for someone truly aligned with your soul. Don't resist what happened. Embrace it, bless it, honor it. Amor fati is not passive acceptance. It is the fierce decision to love every part of your story, even the pain, even the heartbreak, even the silence. To every man who's been hurt by a woman and is trying to move on, you're not weak for feeling. You're not foolish for loving, but you are powerful for choosing to heal. Walk forward, not with vengeance, but with vision. Let the pain polish you. Let the silence sharpen you. Let Stoicism be your sword and shield. You are unshaken. You are whole. And the future is yours to write, free of bitterness, full of power. This is how a Stoic moves on,